everybody, and welcome to Smells Like Teen Horror. My name is Eric Kasloff. Okay, so today I'm going to do a little something special for you. As you can tell by the title, I am going to tell you all about the time me and my friends ran a film festival inside of a haunted house in Illinois. But before I tell you about that, I need to lay the groundwork down for you. So, I am a filmmaker and podcaster by trade. 2021, career wise, was an amazing year. Personal life wise, that's another story. So, I filmed my first feature film, Hillsborough Road, my 80s slasher movie. I know my channel is more geared towards 90s horror stuff, but Hillsborough Road could only work in the 80s. So I did that, but a few months before we started filming, we do a podcast called Something About the Unknown. It's me, Larry Sands, and our friend Heather Escalera, who is a ghost hunter. I post the episode of the podcast on Instagram, a picture of it, and this place called the Cambrai House in Nauvoo, Illinois, likes the picture. So I investigate, who liked the picture, and it's this lady named Rebecca. She owns the house. Now, it is an actual haunted house in a town called, like I said, Nauvoo, Illinois. More on the town later. So we have her on the podcast, and she is a super duper nice lady. Easy to talk to, so easy going. It's just a great fun conversation. So after the show, we were thinking, we should work together on something. A little time went by, and then it dawned on me, hey guys, we need to do a film festival inside that haunted house. And it was a really fun, cool concept. In the daytime, you got your film festival. Nighttime, on some nights, it would be a movie. But mainly, like after the movie played, when it was really late, the scary time, you would get to hunt for ghosts. It was so much fun. Now, the way we were doing it, we put a thing on Film Freeway for people to submit, and we knew we needed more people involved. Heather was going to be involved. She's a ghost hunter, but because of personal issues that I don't feel right to talk about, she couldn't make it. So it was me, Larry, our friends, the Johnson brothers, who are this great brother filmmaking team, and it was gonna be our other buddy, Dylan Tillman, aka Slasher Movie Reviews, who is a YouTuber, now turned TikToker. So we were all gonna meet up in St. Louis and then drive to Nauvoo, Illinois. So, first off, I gotta talk about my airline experiences. North Carolina Airport, absolutely amazing. Beautiful, clean, friendly staff. The St. Louis airport really, really sucks. So far, the worst experience I've ever had in an airport. If you're ever traveling to St. Louis, just a heads up, the airport will destroy your vacation. So me and Larry meet up. He lives in San Antonio, Texas. I live in Jersey. We meet up with our friends, the Johnson brothers. Now, Dylan, the fifth member of the band, which I'm going to, funding to call us, he couldn't make it because of a problem with his flight, like a bird flew into the engine or the wings of the plane. He couldn't make it. Now, like I said, it's a 3-hour drive from St. Louis to Nauvoo. When we get to the town, you got to imagine this. Imagine Mayberry, the all-American small town with a giant freaking castle in the middle of it, because Nauvoo, Illinois is a very, very special place for the Mormons. So there is this giant temple that takes up, my goodness, a good portion of the town. And now this is a very small town. Like, think of a small town in your head. This is smaller, but it's super cool, super nice. So we're driving into the town at around 3 or 4 a.m. And for some reason, I felt the need to whisper, even though we were in a car. I don't know. I felt I would have disturbed people. Now, right away, I noticed something creepy. Mormons are really into Halloween. So, like, all the stores in this town had scarecrows outside of it. It was like the Scarecrow Festival, and I joked to one of my friends that, yeah, we're gonna end up as some of those scarecrows. Next day, we wake up wanting breakfast. Now, I live in Jersey, the capital of diners. But while we were driving through the town, we noticed some cool places to eat. A few diners, a burger place. Now, my mindset is there's a farm here and a restaurant here. I'm thinking they kill the cow here, then drive it right there to the restaurant. We get up at about 9 a.m., so usual time when things are open or just started opening. Everything in the town was closed. No people on the street, no cars moving. We were able to walk in the middle of the road and just play around if we wanted to. Only one thing was open, but I'm going to get to that later. So we're exploring the town and taking pictures, and I don't know why it's there in this town, but there is a dance studio. So I grab my phone and I go to Scott Johnson and I go, "Hey Scott, I thought dancing was illegal in this town." And I told him what joke to say. He goes, "Not after this one guy showed up." So we find a place there, and I guess it's a big deal in the Midwest. It's called Casey's. It's like a gas station and restaurant. Really good breakfast that they make right on the premises. It's not like, reheated stuff because, my goodness, their sausage muffin, amazing. One of the best I've ever had. And that's where we ate almost every night for dinner at the festival. They make pizza there too. Now, for Nauvoo, Illinois, that pizza is a 6 out of 5. For a Jersey boy like me, it's a 2.5 or 3, but still, good, respectable pizza. Okay, so we get to the house in daytime, and the first day of the festival went pretty good. I'll be honest, not a lot of people showed up, but we did have a lot of ghost hunting teams, so that was fun. Saturday night rolls around, and that is our big night. We had the most movies and the most ghost hunting stuff. I ran a Q&A panel. So remember this, I'm doing a Q&A panel, so there's a lot of chairs set up. This is like a big property. There's a bunch of barns around, but there's one small barn that's going to be important in the story. So remember the small barn, then this big, huge stretch of land, then the house. So in the big, huge stretch of land, I did a Q&A with a ghost hunting team. After that, we went back, watched some movies. Then Saturday night happens. And we had our friend, these people we became friends with called Traveler's Moon Paranormal. In the house, they started showing us all of their ghost hunting equipment. And right away, creepy stuff started happening. Whatever you think about ghost stuff is what you think. All I know is what I saw that night, what I felt, and what I heard. So they're using their machines. Then they go, okay, now we're going to the small barn. Now, the small barn looks like the place you would have like an intimate wedding ceremony. We also played some movies in there too, so I was well connected to the barn at this point. So we get to the barn. Now there's acorn trees all over this property. Remember that. So we're sitting in this barn and they're trying to contact the ghost or spirits, whatever you would call them. And in the middle of that, we hear a boom on the ceiling. Scared the living daylights out of me. Now, I gotta give them credit because they immediately went outside and tried to recreate the noise with acorns. And we noticed that when an acorn fell, it hit, then rolled down. So it was more than likely something. Now, again, even more to these teams' credits, when we got back Sunday for the award show, one of the ladies there told us, they also tried to recreate the acorn thing and they heard a similar noise to what we heard. I wasn't there. This person is very intelligent, very credible. So it could have been an acorn. All I know is what I felt, what I saw, what I heard. And what I felt, felt and heard was scary. So during the stuff in the barn, you're like, okay, now we're going to turn off every light in the barn, every light in the property, and we're going to have you guys walk alone from the barn to the house. Now, it's not a huge walk, but in the absolute pitch dark with only the moonlight and a scary haunted property, you bet your butt this stuff is scary. Now, me being who I am, the cool horror filmmaker, I wanted to show off and be the last person to walk. So I'm in the tiny barn all by my lonesome. And you know how sometimes in movies someone's like sitting somewhere and the walls start to move in on them? I started to get a little bit of that creeping me out right away. So it's my time to walk. I walk out of the barn and immediately on my right hand side, I think I heard something. I was looked around. Then I started my walk to the Cambrai house and hand to God. If my Bible was around, I would put my hand on it. I heard something run past me. It was fast. I believe it sounded like a child running. I came to find out there is apparently a child on the property. Scared the daylights out of me. I normally don't curse. I'm a church going guy. And I just go, F this. So loud that people in the house heard me and laughed. Then I started walking by the tables and chairs that were set up for the Q&A. And my God, people, it felt like something out of The Shining because I felt like there were these people in like wedding clothes, like tuxedos and gowns, looking at me and were upset that I was interrupting their party. Now, I did not see them. I want to point that out. I did not see anything, but that's what I felt. And man, was it scary. We went inside the house and did more ghost investigating. Other scary stuff happened, but the walking from the barn to the house was the scariest stuff that happened to me. And yeah, that's my story, everyone. If for some reason you like this video, I'm going to ask you to do me a big, huge favor and smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I got a question for you.